Experience from a youngster, just 24 years of age. He went into the red zone. He didn't panic too much. He didn't force himself to blow up and lose massive time. He waited, recovered, and then now he's clawed his way back to this group. Oh, just look on the road just a little bit further up. You can see the rest of the men that they're chasing down.
Just look at the people down there. The beauty of the mighty Galibier. It just lies across the mountain like a piece of string. Now we're watching here as the chasing group has cracked, as Serge Powell has desisted yet again. Contador now knows it's now or never, because they're coming to the last kilometre of the climb. Then it's 28 downhill to the finish. This is Landa. He's still got control of his teammate Froome.
But I wonder if he knows that the yellow jersey group is only 30 seconds behind him. And once again with that acceleration, Simon Yates being caught out. Danny Navarro was in the front just at the start of this climb.
He's about 400 metres from the summit of the Galibier. That puts him 28.5 kilometres from the finish. The last 28 are downhill. He'll take the points on the mountain, which are 20 and 15, down to 8th place for 2.
And that is why Warren Barguil has gone out on the attack. He realises it's so important to make sure he can get just a few points and continue to lead that competition going into tomorrow's stage.
He will lead, but Roglic will go back into 2nd place with these 20 points and put him 19 clear of Thomas de Hent. More points on offer tomorrow in the Alps. A face on Contador here. He knows if he can just get to the top with still an advantage, he can descend.
It's going to be a tough call, though, because he's only 30 seconds ahead of the yellow jersey group, and on the descent, they'll be able to spot him. Colombian supporters there with Darwin Atapuma. Let's hope they don't bring him off.
They've watched those flags. They go in the wheels too easily. This is Contador.
Contador's only 15 seconds behind Darwin Atapuma. Romain Bardet again.
Bardet's gone again. Quickly reacted by Uran and then shut down by Chris Froome, and he's done it again. The motos, or TV Moto's got to accelerate clear there, because Bardet is trying to just get a lead over the top. He will descend and take risks on the way down, but it looks as though Uran has got him, and so too has Chris Froome. A little bit of a slow reaction, but Dan Martin's back.
One man missing is the ally of Chris Froome, Mikel Landa. He was caught out with that savage acceleration from Romain Bardet. There's the top.
The souvenir Henri Desgrange, the man that founded the Tour de France, and underneath it goes a Slovakian rider, a Slovenian rider for the very first time. He's on the way down. Froome is now trying to wind it up, possibly to stop any more kicks from Romain Bardet. This is Warren Barguil trying to just get a couple of points will do. Oh, no sign of Mikel Landa now. So
there he is.
There he is. He's crept back into the picture. This is Louis Meintjes. He's also hanging in there. And look at Aru. He's hanging in and coming back. Warren Barguil is here trying to snatch a couple of points. Bardet's gone again. These boys have hit each other with just about everything they've got. Tremendous bike riding high in the Alps. This man must have suffered all kinds of agony today, and he won't let them go.
just over to the right-hand side. You can see the summit, and then it's fasten your safety belts, because down the other side, the first few corners are quite dramatic on the descent of the Galibier.
And they've got Barguil, might get no points.
Well, they're picking up riders one by one. There you can see Alberto Contador is about to get picked up by Warren Barguil. That, I think, just leaves in front Roglic and Atapuma, so Barguil could still be looking at a third or fourth place here over the top of this climb.
Good
look
points.
at him.
He's been a great King of the Mountains leader. This is Atapuma going over in second place. The clock there showing 1:30. Roglic can win this now. And a look over his shoulder, and that's a real fighting third place for Warren Barguil. Well done. He gets 12 points for that. Here is Aru. These boys are going to have to take some chance now. We're down the Col de Lauterre, right down to the finish line. 1:55, but that's on the leader, so 25 seconds, I would think. Wow, take it easy. There's no fences on the drop down the Col de Galibier.
You're talking to a man who started his career as a ski jumper. If he's got the nerve to jump off the end of a ski jump, I'm pretty sure he's got the nerve to go downhill pretty fast. Oh, using all of the road there. Two minutes behind Simon Yates over the top. All of these riders, Phil, are really going to be on the chase on the way down. Primož Roglic, Phil, let's not forget, he had an accident on the early part of this stage, but that was going uphill, and his descending skills so far seem to be A1.
Well, the thing is that he's got to take chances. He's got to try and defend that lead. He's got the lead. Atapuma's been swept up.
So now we've got a situation where there is a single lone leader on the road, and that's Primož Roglic, and a lot of this whipping up of the pace is being done by Warren Barguil.
Well, Barguil is a demon descender there, and he'd be happy enough with just another stage win. He's a very aggressive Frenchman, but he's also got Bardet right behind him, then Chris Froome, then Rigoberto Urán. Remember, they're trying to get rid of Fabio Aru, who was in second place this morning.
Well, you can see the
gaps. Here he is. Didn't see Aru coming down there, but maybe he can make a descent and get back into this, because here is the leader.
For the aficionados, this is the first part of the descent coming away from the Col de Galibier. When they reach the main road, which goes, if you turn left down to Briançon and turn right down to the Alpe d'Huez, you reach the summit of the climb called the Col de Lauterre. Then they'll take a left-hand turn on the main road down to Briançon, which is right up against the Italian border.
And it's a very, very quick descent too. I think I recall Christian van der Velde saying that they can get up to 100 kilometers an hour, 60 miles an hour on the way down here.
This is Fabio Aru. Race Radio is saying he's about 15 seconds off the back, but just looking, well, there you can just see, just going around the corner, around the cliff face there, you can see the riders that he's chasing.
Going to try and bring himself back into the Tour de France, because he could take himself off the podium unless he can bridge that gap. This is the lone leader, Primož Roglic.
Look at the speed differences. He's doing 36, 37 miles an hour. Chris Froome behind, 45. Look at the speed wobble there.
Leans into that corner, pushes the centre of gravity across the road. There's no time to dream of what it might mean. First Slovenian rider ever to win a stage of the Tour de France if he gets down there first.
I know it looks pretty dangerous here because there are no safety barriers, there's no safety nets at all, but I know Christian probably getting pretty excited about this, because this is a descent where you can let the brakes go. There are hardly any dangerous corners going around here, and you can whack it down this descent at speeds approaching 60 miles an hour.
Just look at this, a sweeper and straight down. This is Menkes trying to keep up with Aru, I think it is.
But there's the group just in front of them. You see, just about to take the corner. They will want to try and make the junction before they get to too much further down the Col de Lauterre, because that's when the descent really starts to level out a fraction.
Chris Froome put his knee out like a motorcycle racer there. Looks over his shoulder. Well, he's seeing Rigo Uran on his back wheel right now. Not even a motor car can go down the mountain this speed because the roads aren't closed for them. This is Aru and Menkes.
Rigoberto Uran now decides he wants to lead around these corners. Looks very comfortable on his machine.
Uran and Bardet looking to move up one place and take up runner-up spot in the case of Bardet, which is where he finished in Paris a year ago. Oh dear me. Hold the brakes tight and get round that left-hander.
20 kilometres to go. They're probably going to cover this at around about 25 minutes. They'll be clocking off these kilometres now at 1 minute and 15 seconds. Check out the speeds. 49 miles an hour for Roglic. Froome 45. 37 for Aru, but could have been taken as he was going around one of the corners. He is closing back slowly, clawing his way back to that group. He's in first position there, followed by the South African Louis Menkes, and about 15 to 20 seconds behind these two riders is currently the leader in the Best Young Rider competition, Simon Yates.
This is Primož Roglic. The computer indicating he has a lead of 1.7 kilometres over the yellow jersey group. Wasn't too sure what that sign was coming out. I think it was 20 to go. So the leaders are under 20 kilometres to go. Or the leader, rather. This is the approach of Aru and Menkes to that right-hander. Left-hander for the leaders. I'll tell you what, Rigoberto Uran is a great descender. Got those lined up perfectly. Chris Froome also is a very good descender. Warren Barguil, he's nothing to do to actually gain now except win the stage if they can bring back the leader. I don't think they will somehow.
Down in the bottom there you can see a bunch of camping cars. Well, that is the summit of the Col de Lautaret, and that's where he'll take the left-hand turn onto the main road down into Briançon, which brings him down to the finishing line here in Serre-Chevalier.
Well, Roglic was our pick to win the time trial in Dusseldorf, but he finished under the barriers like a lot of big names in that opening stage, and he's saved now the best for the Alps, and he's really come good. At this moment in time, Romain Bardet is up into second place in the Tour de France, and that's where he finished 1 year ago to Chris Froome. So Aru is fighting for his podium position now. This is the leader.
And now you've got the group of the yellow jersey going through there. 20 kilometres to go, 12.5 miles. And number 6, Mikel Landa, has clawed his way back to this group. Amazing. Good stuff.
Just the 20 kilometres to go for Aru and Menkes. He's got riders in front of him now. Menkes losing a bit of ground with Aru.
He's just backing off a little bit for the corner just to feel safe in case he has to change his line going around that corner.
By the way, there was an extra prize on the top of the Galibier worth €5,000 as the souvenir Henri Desgrange for the founder of the Tour, and Roglic won that as well, as he became the first ever Slovenian rider to be first over the Galibier in a Tour de France.
Well, it looks there as if Fabio Aru was just getting onto the back of the group of Alberto Contador. And so they're about 15 to 20 seconds behind this group of 4 that we're looking at there.
And here they are coming together. Is that Dan Martin in front?
Yep, Dan Martin, Atapuma, Alberto Contador, Fabio Aru in the tricolor of Italy, and just on the back, number 61, Louis Menkes. 24 years of age from South Africa.
About 15, Louis Menkes. I mean, he's clean shaven. I don't think he even shaves. But he's certainly a great bike rider, and he loves the mountains. Now this is the rider who's shocking everybody. Many people watching have never heard of this man.
Unless they follow ski jumping.
Well, yes, but he was only a junior.